the Violet book series, and the first book in the series is Violet Finds a Dollar. Started. So first of all, I have a few things about 529 plans that I researched that just common myths, right? So some common things that people may not know about. So first of all, it's no surprise, right, that saving for college has become an important financial priority for parents, second only to retirement. When saving for college, that really is helpful because that is where a lot of people, students, incur, adults, the majority of their debt, myself included, honestly. So that's why I think that it was so important for me to come on and literally talk about this topic, because in Violet Finds a Dollar, Dad actually touches on the topic of saving for his angels on earth one day. He shares a little bit with them on how he started saving and preparing for their arrival before they even were born. So that's why it was important for me to come on here and talk to you all about this. So some common myths for 529 plans and parenting. So one of the myths is that it is an actual fact, is that parents tend to underestimate college costs. Hi, Nicole. Thank you so much for the feedback. I am so glad that she truly enjoys the book. I'm so glad to hear that. Thank you so much for sharing. So parents, they do underestimate college costs. When you're looking to have a child, parents with preschool age children, or even parents of high schoolers, they can tend to underestimate exactly how much college costs at the current time while their child is in preschool, and then even once the child reaches high school, still not being fully aware of what the cost is that they would fully incur if they have to come out of pocket for everything. So better to be safe than sorry. Better to start preparing and planning, just like how we are talking about saving for retirement. So saving, if you know that you would love to have a child one day, saving for that child's college already. Okay, so that's one common myth. Then also, parents aren't always taking advantage of 529 state tax benefits. So let me say that again. There are state tax benefits. And I'm just going to read a little bit that I found. Today, 34 states and the District of Columbia does offer residents an actual tax deduction. Hi, Danielle. Hi, Zabria. It offers you guys tax deductions or credit when you actually contribute to a 529 plan. Now, most states, they're going to require that you maybe like invest in your home's state plan to qualify. So when you go in to set up a 529 plan, which once again is a college savings plan, hey Zabria, for your child, and the child doesn't have to be born. When you go in to set this up, they'll honestly go by your current residence. So where you're living at the current time, they're going to go by that state's tuition and plans, and then they're kind of like projecting out, right, for the future. So maybe like they're looking at 20 years from when you first go in, perhaps the state projected cost for that, okay? So a whopping 61% of parents, when I was going to do my research, didn't even know that the 529 plan allows for a tax deduction. And so what that looks like, they said, take, for instance, they gave the example of if you live in Indiana, right? We like examples. So if you live in Indiana, the state actually offers a 20% tax credit for up to $5,000 per year in contributions to an Indiana 529 plan. And so for the students, what that means is that when you're going in to do your taxes, and literally you can place into a 529 plan physically $5,000 into that account, and then 20% of that, they'll give you a credit on your taxes. So you're actually saving money by saving for money. So by investing in your child's future, you are investing also in your financial well-being as well. So Another myth. You don't know, a lot of parents don't know, a lot of people don't know that you can actually make investment changes. So if you're investing in a 529 plan, and let's just say that your child decides to go to an out-of-state school, right? You can change it. If you're investing in a 529 plan and your children get scholarships, because you still want to push for and look for those scholarships. If they get those, then you're able to change up where you have put this amount of money. Can you imagine if literally you're only putting maybe $2,000 a year into a state savings plan for 20 years? Somebody have to do the math for me. $2,000 times 20 years. And then all of a sudden your children get scholarships. What can they do with this extra money? Well, then you can roll it over into another account, or help them invest in property, or get a jump start on that business, or get a car, something like that. So these are all sorts of benefits. So I'm touching on another myth. People are afraid of saving too much. That sounds crazy, doesn't it? That's a myth that they have listed. People are afraid of saving too much. Most people assume that for 529 plans that they have a use it or lose it rule. And it's a valid concern, like how they're saying, if your child doesn't go to college, if you get a scholarship, but they say literally rest assured that you do not lose any of that money. If your child decides to honestly go for higher education, it says that you can even change the beneficiary of the on the account. So let's say that your first child got full scholarships, full ride, and you still have this money sitting there. Well, guess what? Now you can say, this money is for my second child's tuition. So the importance of 529 plans. According to the survey, 31% of parents believe that you forfeit any unused funds. 42% didn't know that you can change the beneficiary. And 51% don't know that you can take a distribution up to the amount of the scholarship without being penalized. What that means is if you need to withdraw early, you can withdraw up to the amount of the scholarship without being penalized. Then here's another myth. A lot of people think that if you already have a 529 plan set up in place, that you can't get financial aid for your children. Nearly 44% of parents believe that having a college fund will hurt financial aid. That is not true. It's not true. If you're planning to save, hi Nene, it's okay. Thank you for joining us. I'm glad that you're able to come in and visit with us. We're talking about, based upon my children's book series, the first book, Violet Finds a Dollar. Dad in here touches on the fact that he started saving before his children were born. He said he was saving because he knew he was going to have angels on earth one day. And so I'm on here talking about 529 plans, saving to be able to invest in your child's financial future, creating this separate account that's like a savings account that literally you can already, even if in college, you're like, okay, I want $100 pulled out from my check every month that I don't even see because I'm investing in my child's financial future. Like looking out for our children, I believe, doesn't just start at the planning place of when you decide like, okay, I'm married now or I'm going to have a child. The planning can start even beforehand because we're looking to invest in our children, perhaps give them more chances and more opportunities than you yourself even got, okay? So, once again, to recap, you would go into your bank, let them know that you are looking to create a 529 plan. You do name a beneficiary. Thank you so much, Tasia. Okay, so since we're talking about the book, I'm going to say, if you go on www.thevioletbookseries.com, this book can be purchased. The age range, it is a morally based series with a focus on making doing the right thing fun. The first book is Violet Finds a Dollar. And like I said, again, the main reason I'm on here is because Dad touches on the fact of saving for Violet and her brother before they were born. However, the book itself is a morally based series with a focus on making doing the right thing fun. So the whole underlying theme of this book is, what would you do if you found $1? There will be more books coming out in this series. Prayerfully, the second one will be coming out at the end of the year. But it was so important, you guys, for me to come on here because this is information that I didn't know about. So when we're talking about taking best care of our children, things that we can do, this is all about financial planning. This month, financial literacy and financial education. So not just how can we help ourselves, but we're looking to create generational wealth. And one of the ways that you can get your child started early to go out in the world and to be able to prosper is to be able to set up a situation where they are debt free. So you can do that by way of, one of the ways is saving for your child's college tuition before they're even born. Before they're even born, you can go into the bank, let them know. It's called a 529 plan. Even if they say like, well, you don't have children. I know I'm doing this for my financial future. I'm sowing a seed because I know this is to come one day. I don't have children. I am doing this. And so I'm paying into an account. You can put the beneficiary as even like you, I'm assuming you can like name yourself, and or you can name just maybe like baby X, Y, and Z, like your last name. I still encourage, once your child is in high school, get those scholarships going. Because then this is money that you can either roll over to another child, another sibling that they have. You can withdraw money if needed. You can take that money and you can perhaps invest, like Rashana Scott is going to jump on here at a later time within this month and talk to you guys about, and that's my sister, she's going to talk to you guys about investing in real estate. So you can invest, you can get a building at the age of 18, 19 for your child. Just think of all the endless possibilities and ways that you are able to save, pour, and invest. So I know that this broadcast, we're only supposed to be on here for about 15 to 20 minutes. It is 8:16. I want to be able to leave a little bit of time for you guys if anyone has any questions whatsoever about investing in a child's future, about Violet, anything about education. I'm on here for you all. I commend you all for jumping on here and listening, tuning in and asking a few questions, listening to what can be shared and said about investing in our children. So does anybody have any questions about 529 plans? Okay. Well, once again, Violet Finds $1 can be found on www.thevioletbookseries.com. She's also on Facebook. It's on Instagram. Violet has been seen. We've been featured on WCIU on there talking about the importance of diversity and literature and education. But as you see, these sorts of books, things like that can be used as educational tools, okay? And literally, once again, Dad talks about angels on earth one day. He knew that he was going to have children. And so he really wanted, there's Dad, there's Violet, there's her brother. He really wanted to be able. So great question, Tasia. What's the maximum amount of kids you can put on the plan? So for each account, it is my belief in each state, because remember, I said earlier, they go by state laws. So if you're setting up I'm in Illinois, I'm in Chicago. So if you're setting up your plan for Illinois, if I walk into a bank and they ask me where I reside, because I say Chicago, they're going to go by Chicago schools, like state laws. And so what I know is that one beneficiary can be put on one plan. So you will open separate 529 accounts for each child. Now, what you can do, and you'll want to find out, like based upon like wherever you go in, wherever you're a resident, that's a great question to ask them because some state laws may be different. But there is the benefit of, honestly, go in, at least maybe start with the first one, open one account, because what they said is that it rolls over. So if you just have, you don't have children now, or let's say you have a few, maybe you have 2 or 3 already that are, alive, born, and you want to create separate accounts already for them while they're little, go in and find out from the bank that specific state's laws. Personally, I only asked about one because I don't have any children, and so I was just thinking for one, honestly, like my firstborn, and then thinking I would take it from there because of the fact that it can roll over. So I was thinking like, okay, first baby, we're going to look for scholarships for you, even though I'm saving for this account. And then like, yes, if the beneficiary needs to roll over consistently, so then go down to the second child and the third child. That was my thought when I went in and set mine up. But I'm so glad you asked that question. That is a great question. Once again, go into the bank where you're a resident and find out that specific state's 529 plan. Okay? Any more questions? Otherwise, I will close this out. I want to thank you guys. Thank you so much for coming on here, investing in your child's future just by educating yourself. Students, ladies, young ladies out there in college, we are so proud of you. As a proud member of Demoiselles to Femmes 40 Under 40, I commend you ladies for coming on here to learn more about how you can help your children. Tasia, literally, I would say as soon as you're able to, like literally there is no small amount. Like people can maybe discourage you and say like, well, like based upon like what you're currently making, maybe at your part-time job, you can only afford to have $50 a month going there. $50 is better than nothing. So if this is something that honestly hit home for you, Tasia, I say like go back, go to the bank and get it done. Get it set up. Because honestly, once you get it set up where it's direct deposit and it comes out of your check every month, it's like it'll become just such habit where you won't even think about it. And before you know it, you'll have money saved up for your child's future. If anyone has, thank you so much, Lisa. Thank you so much, Nicole, for the support. Lisa and Nicole, my 40 Under 40 sisters. Yes, Nene, you're very welcome. Feel free to reach out to me. I am on Facebook, Kenyatta Scott. I'm on Instagram. I'm on LinkedIn. But mainly, my main area of expertise is on book writing. So I'm an author. I'm also a motivational speaker. I talk about the topics of celibacy, honestly, self-esteem, self-care, and I am a literacy coach. So I teach kids and other individuals how to write as well as entrepreneurship. Thank you so much, Lisa. But I share all of these things with you ladies to let you know you have resources all around you. So if you have any questions on the 529 plan, any questions on book writing, any question on celibacy, I know it can be tough out there while you guys are in college, okay? Feel free to inbox me. Feel free to reach out to me. I am here for you guys. So thank you again for opening your doors, opening your Facebook, and for educating yourself. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you, ladies. Go forth, prosper, pour into your futures because your future children will benefit from and appreciate what you're doing today for them. So God bless you all and have a happy, blessed